All right, right on, right on. All right, hey guys, what's going on? Hey, what would you do if I told you I used to be a liar? I did. I used to be a liar. I lied to myself for most of my life. I lied to myself about how happy I was, about why I treated people the way I did, why I was so angry. I lied to myself about being a tough guy, walk around all bowed up, and I still do some of that. I don't there's no anger involved anymore. I don't feel any need to be intimidating or to hide behind my shields anymore. If you were to ask me how I'm feeling and I'm down in the dumps, I'll say, I feel like crap right now. You know? And what I discovered over the past 10 or 12 years of my life of doing this, of trying to figure out what it means to be happy, what it means to live your best life, what I found is the biggest hurdle that we face is our inability to face our own truth. I justified how I was. I was a terrible husband by my standard. My wife, Sandy, she should have left me. If I were looking back and I were divorced and we hadn't stayed together, I completely understand. I would be able to understand why if I were where I am now. Because I sat there and I never actually faced my own truth. And my truth was that I was angry with myself. I was angry with my life. I wasn't the tough, strong guy that everybody thought I was, or the image I portrayed. I was broken. I was afraid of commitment. I was sure that my wife was going to leave me any minute. Why would she want to stay with someone like this? I was crazy, you know? And then I started looking at myself, started spending time with me. And the more time I spent with me, the more time I realized that I didn't like me. I didn't like who I had become. I was watching my relationships with my kids and with my wife, and especially Sandy. She's the center of my universe. And I can see it just slipping away. I can see it's crumbling, and she's not saying anything, but I can see by the way she looks at me that it's not the same, that that light is going out. And it scared the hell out of me. And that was when I decided, I have to stop lying to myself. I have to stop lying to myself about it being okay for me to be the way I am. And that's where it started for me. And then it came down to the question, how can I make this better? How can I make my relationship with my wife better? How can I make my relationship with myself better? It started when I faced my truth. It started when I said to myself, you know what? You have no reason to cry in your soup. You have no reason to be angry. You have no reason to treat people the way you do. And you have every reason in the world to salvage your relationship while you still can. Was it easy? No, not at first. Not at first, because there's that reluctance. We get in the habit of being who we are. And for me, what's ironic is here I am, I'm this terrible person by all standards. And here I am, I start changing, and I start showing my underside, my belly to my partner, and start showing some kindness and changing how I interact with people. And there was a part of me that felt guilty about it. I felt like I was betraying myself because when because I would laugh at a commercial or I would laugh at a TV show, which is what I didn't do. I maintained perfect control of my anger and my shields. The world is going to attack me. I can't laugh, right? Are you facing your truth? Are you facing your truth when it comes to why your relationship is where it is? Are you facing your truth when it comes to why your fitness is where it is? I value being in shape. I value waking up every day for a couple of reasons, but I value it because my goal is to live a long, healthy life. My goal is to never have to hear my kids say, hey, Dad, we're going to go climb a 14er. You want to watch the dogs? That's not something I want to face. But in order for me to take action to avoid that, to live my best life in that perspective, I have to face my truth. And my truth is, if I don't work out every day, if I don't do something every day to improve my physical fitness, my physical strength, my physical endurance, That day when they say, hey, Dad, you got to stay home, you're too old, it's going to come a lot quicker than I'm ready for. So what is your truth? It covers anything. The biggest one, the big one that I catch all the time when I first started down this adventure to live in your best life, the biggest truth that I encountered was how happy everyone is, right? How happy. I was asking people, well, are you happy? Because at that point in my time, in my life, I was still trying to figure this thing out. I didn't understand where the happiness, how it played a part in our lives. And I asked people, are you happy? Yeah. Well, why are you happy when you're not doing anything that inspires you? Oh, no, I love it. I love it. This is one of those moments where you have to face your truth. See, it's okay for you to be wherever you are right now. The question is, are you being honest about how it feels to be there? I mean, there's not too many things about the American dream that inspires me. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just not getting it. It's a house. It's made out of sticks. And what's funny is we've been in Jensen, Michigan, and they have some beautiful homes on lakes and stuff. Michigan is a beautiful state if you ever get a chance to get there. But there's these beautiful mansions, the big houses, and I'm thinking, the people who own those houses, they walk out of their house and they're strutting and they got this big thing. But what's funny about it is it does the same thing as my RV. It serves the same purpose as my RV. Gives them a place to sleep, to fix their food, to take a shower, to get out of the weather, and to launch their life. But their truth is, because of that choice, they spend a lot of time working. They spend a lot of time not only working to pay for that piece of real estate, that amazing thing they've been sold. They spend a lot of time taking care of it. But if you ask them, how's your life? Oh, my friggin' life's amazing. Really? You love to golf, but you haven't golfed in 3 months. You love camping, but the camper's in the back covered up by a tarp, which is half off now, but you just don't have the energy to actually go out there and cover it back up because, the truth be known, you don't really know when you're going to get to go camping again, right? You dreamed about that Bayliner boat. You got that Bayliner boat. You just got that $36,000 boat paid off. Now maybe you can afford to take it to the lake, right? Face your truth. What is your truth about your relationship? You love her, but you don't like her? You'd rather spend time playing video games and walking down a shady path, listening to her day, sharing dreams, talking about how amazing it's going to be when the kids are grown, talking about what your life is going to look like after work when the debt is gone. Acceptance is the biggest dream crusher there ever was. You know why happy people don't do anything? Because why would they? You're happy, right? And that comes from two places, and you're going to hear this over and over again because it's true. Acceptance creates happiness. Acceptance kills motivation. And the reason we find happiness and acceptance is when we feel like we can no longer change anything about our life, the only option is to accept it. And with that comes some peace of mind. It's like, well, I guess that's just the way it is, right? That's just the way it is. The question is, how does it feel on the inside? How does that fit for you? I'm not busting anybody's balls for them living the American dream. I'm not. As long as they're being honest with themselves about why. Are you being honest with yourself about your choices? Are you really okay being 40 pounds overweight? Are you really okay with the proposition of having to go on oxygen because you won't quit smoking? Are you really okay with the fact that because you don't take care of yourself and you don't eat well, are you truly okay? Is the truth is that you don't mind the idea that your life may be cut short? Are you really okay with the fact that a bottle of whiskey every night is going to kill your liver, or the fact that you drink too much, or the fact that even if you don't drink too much, every time you drink, it creates chaos in your life? Face your truth. because that is the only way you will find a starting point and the justification for taking action. See, there are two reasons that we affect change in our life: inspiration and desperation. Inspiration. Inspiration is an amazing story about where it's taken you. This here podcast, this is a result of inspiration. I've told myself an amazing story. This is changing someone's life, and it already has changed mine. Changed mine because it forces me to face my truth. It forces me to say there are things I'm still not able to do. There are things I can do better. The other is desperation. Desperation is where things have gotten so bad that change is the only option. You have to take a new path. Even if it's not the end of the world, even if you're not bankrupt and looking for a new place to live and your entire life is upside down, you can create desperation in your life simply by envisioning what the choices you've made are keeping you from doing. Just by looking at it for what it honestly is and saying, you know what, if I didn't have so much damn debt, we could spend a lot more time playing. We could actually go to Hawaii once a year. Hell, if we did it right, we could actually move to Hawaii. But it starts with facing your truth. If you're angry, face your truth. Ask yourself why. If you don't know why, find answers. There was nothing better for me than to have my son send me The Power of Vulnerability by Brené Brown. I will sing her praises until the day I die, because she changed my life. At the very moment when I needed to know something, I needed to know some answers to why our relationship continued to decline, she was there, showed up. That's that good juju. That's that energy of the universe, right? But in order for you to find that and capture that, and for your life to start on that trajectory to something better, you have to face your truth. You have to be honest with yourself about where you are right now. Honest with yourself about what is stopping you. And then the recipe for success. What is the recipe for taking action? Pick it, build a story around it, and do it. Pick it, build a story around it, and do it. Consistency is the key, right? Consistency is the key. When you start telling yourself about why you do stuff, take a minute and say, really? Do I really enjoy getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning and fighting traffic when there's another option? Or when I should be finding another option? Am I really okay with me working where I am right now, even though it doesn't pay the bills? Because I'm trying to avoid the action that's required on my part in order for me to grow, to step out, to step beyond where I am right now, to grab a new rung on that ladder, on that financial ladder, right? I've done it. I'm not speaking. This is truth. I work construction. I was at the bottom of that pit. I'm looking up going, God, I have to do something. Desperation. I took action. I went back to school. I volunteered 16 hours a weekend at the sheriff's department. A year later, I was a deputy sheriff. A year later, I had changed my life. And it all began when I was forced to face my truth. My truth was I had 3 kids, a wife. We were making no money at all, and we weren't making enough money to make ends meet. Construction in Colorado, 8 months a year working. The rest of the time, I'm sitting around drawing unemployment, being a babysitter. The truth was, had I stayed there, I wouldn't be here. So, hey guys, listen, I'm gaining momentum here only because, you know what, I own this. This is mine. I share it with you because I hope at some point you're going to say, you know, I think he's right. I think I'm going to do something. Today I'm going to face my truth. Today I'm going to pick something that will make my life better, and I'm not going to let go of it until I've achieved that goal. That's really all you have to do. I don't care if you lie to yourself. It doesn't matter how you get there. The point is, get there. So anyway, listen, I'm here. I'm loving it. Thank you for the shares. Thank you for the likes. Let's not forget about the kindness. And as always, just remember, today's your day. Make it a good one.